All right, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another Black Desert video. So today we are going to be enhancing again. Happy New Year, everyone, by the way. Thank you so much for all the support on the videos lately, whether you're new or you've been here for quite a while. Hopefully you guys enjoy all the videos that I do, and in about 20 minutes from now, we're either going to be happy or mega tilted. So the goal for 2024 is I have a character directly in the Land of the Morning Light just because I do the bosses there and I'm too lazy to bring my main. And so I wanted to actually gear up this character, and it went from directly seasonal gear because I also want to see how new players go about enhancing everything. Obviously, I have a bit more in terms of like silver and resources, but I wanted to see what I could do without having to start like a new account. I get that people do those 0 to like 700 gear score things. I would rather just grind on my main account. I'm not even done yet. So like my main, we're doing fine. We're just working on Debarekas. But I also wanted to gear up my other character for Land of the Morning Light bosses. It's not really a big deal. And I just wanted to see how far we can get in terms of like weapons and gear and everything. So today we're going to be enhancing a offhand that I just made, and yeah, so I guess I'll try to make this an educational video as well. Like, we're going to be talking about the same things. If you've watched my other enhancing videos, it's going to be for the most part the same, but hopefully this time the difference is we're actually going to have better RNG. So with that said, let's see. Let's hold on. What stacks are these? I got 100 and 40. I think that 100 game came from like a code or something. Anyway, that 263, by the way, I'm trying to get to Ator shoes and it's just not going. So the way I do enhancing, 0 to 7, guaranteed 100%. Usually when I see all these Adventurer's Choice stacks, I take it with a grain of salt. Most of the time I would say it's pretty accurate. But the way you would read it, or the way I read it, is people start at these, and then when you see people hitting like a +7 to +8 on a 20 stack, it's probably because they failed a lot of times to get to that number. Not necessarily this one, but like usually when you see the higher range of fail stacks is because they started on a low one, failed like 12 times, and then it went on the higher one. So that's how I see it. All right. So here's how I look at it, and here's how I calculate everything. We don't force anything because we do a lot of these videos for content. If I were smart, I would just buy the thing I want. No RNG. But for example, if we were to force it, it would cost 30 durability, which is like 30 memfrags, right? And we want to make sure to get it in essentially under 3 clicks. So each click is 10 durability. And the concentrated magicals are a little bit different. They used to be more expensive, which we factor in. But nowadays, it's a little bit less. We still calculate the cost inside, but mostly we look at the durability repair costs because memfrags are expensive. So the idea is to get it in under 30 durability or 3 clicks from +8 to 9. So what we want is to ideally be over a 33%. So I usually, starting at a 10, it's not a big deal. I think 10 is accurate. If you don't have stacks, you can do this as well. I think generally a lot of people have enough black stones and everything to the point where I think it's worth it. So using a 10 stack over here is 44. So in theory, like, should be 1 and 2. Yeah. So overall, that was profit. So 9 to 10. Let's see what we can do. In theory, 4 clicks. We want to beat the average of 1 and 4. And so people start at like a 20 stack. Like 20 stack is probably, I would say, about like 5-10 million silver. But if you were to force it, 40 durability is, at least on the NA server, memfrags are like 4 mil each. So that'd be like 160 mil to force it. So in theory, you don't want to spend that much. So a 20 stack is like 5, 10, I guess, whatever. And it's like a 1 and 2. All right. So same rule applies, and we're just going to keep going forward, like 5 clicks, and we want to beat the 5 average. So people say use a 30. I personally think 20 is also a good start from 10 to 11. I just have more stacks than I really know what to do with, so we'll follow the guide and see what happens. So 1 and 2.5, more or less. And then 11 to 12, I personally usually start with like a 30. I think it's fine. So it should be like 1 and 4 on average to enhance, or like 1 and 6 to force. That was kind of like average. Let's see. Pull out 100 of these for now. I hope you guys have had a wonderful like Christmas as well. Hopefully all of you hit your Blackstars or whatever you're going for, Fallen God armors. And they just kind of gave out a lot of memfrags and artisans these days. So I figured, hey, we'll do an enhancing video and hope for the best. All right, so anyway, 12 to 15 is where things get a little sketch because the values work a little bit differently. So 70 durability is 7 clicks, and we want to make sure to, I think 50 is a little high. 30 might be a little bit on the lower side, so I think, yeah, 40 is an average, and it's a 1 to 5 versus a force of 1 to 7. But yeah, we do things for content. The smart play would always be to buy your gear. That was just fine. So 13 to 14 and then 14 to 15. Numbers kind of go out the window a little bit just because the durability to success rate is a bit different. I guess we'll use a 50. That seems kind of high, but 15% is like a 1 in 6, 1 in 7, I believe, and forcing it would be 80. But really, using the 29 concentrateds is kind of a lot, so we want to try to not do that. All right. The thing I just really would like to not do is have to make more of these concentrateds, to be honest, because it's so slow and I don't want to mass process them. That takes like 3 minutes. All right, cool. 14 to 15. Okay, so this one is something I've actually talked about for quite a bit. So if you look at it, the plus 15 is 1.47 billion. Let's just say 1.5 to make things easy. And the plus 14 right now is 900 mil. We're assuming this is full durability and you don't have to repair cost it. So it would be about 600 mil to upgrade, right? And if we looked at it over here, it would be 100 durability, which is like 400 mil in memfrags, and then 36 of these, which is, let's just say 2 mil each. So it would be about 472 mil. But then you would have to repair it, which is the other 100, another 400. So is it better to force or enhance it? I think it depends what your goal is. If your goal is to sell it for profit, trying to click it, non-force enhance it is the way to go. But if you're trying to use it, forcing is not the worst idea, but once again, it really just depends on the market price of everything. So if you were to have asked me about like 2 years ago, forcing is never to play. Nowadays, like the prices is a little bit more even, but it's also depending on what you're planning on doing with it. So 12%, it's like 1 in 8. Hopefully we can beat the average and not go full durability negative, and yeet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know why I did that. Nine, 10, 11, 12. Gotta make more. 14 to 15 has always been like the most sketch thing for me, but it is what it is. Let's take out these. We gotta make some more. Oh, we got 2 more. Let's. All right. Hopefully it goes so I don't have to make any more of these. So you see these numbers? We started at 50, but people hit it on like 65 to 69. That's because this is about like what's happening to me. They didn't start at that number. They hit it on that number. They started at like a 40 to 50. Oh my god. Pretty unlucky actually. All right, so let's make, I don't want to make too many more just in case it does go, but it doesn't. Let's actually look at the prices while we're wait. Offhands are like 150. That's kind of wild, actually. I think that's actually higher than main hands and awakenings. So like this was 157. Holy dude, that is not good. I think if you're trying to buy a pen Blackstar right now, now is actually the best time because they gave everyone the Tet. And then people who had the pen already, they just swung another pen click and some obviously went and they sold their other one. So that's like profit. That's why you're seeing a lot of Blackstars getting listed these days. Let's see what else. How much are awakenings? 145. Yeah, so right now selling sub weapons on the market. Actually, the best one, assuming you're at pen level, I believe. Yeah, that's kind of wild. Usually, a few months ago, offhands were the worst ones to sell in the market for profit. But here we are. I think it is because, you know how they gave the free Tet away from getting level 61? It realistically, for most people, if you're using it and not selling or going for profit, the main hand and the awakening are the 2 best ones. Like if you already have a pen Kudum and you're going for a Tet offhand or a Blackstar offhand, it's more or less the same. Will you notice a difference? Not really, but you will notice a huge difference if you had like a Zarka going to a Blackstar or a Dandy going to Betty or awakening. So yeah, there is a difference, but offhand is the minimal. Where were we at? Okay, so we went to like 8 plus another 6. That's 14. 15. 16. I feel like we should start a new stack, honestly. Like 60 is pretty high. Start again on 50. All right, we might be the next Reddit meme, guys. How many fails from 14 to 15 can we get? So far, we are 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. 21. 22. 23. 24. The worst part is just me having to remake all these like concentrateds. They're actually gonna combine all of these into one day, like the Blackstones, Hards, and Sharps, and everything. At least that's what they mentioned in the Calpheon Ball, so that's pretty exciting. Less things to worry about. Like, I've always said this isn't a Black Desert game like specific, but a lot of games that have enhancing or like honing, I guess you can call it if you played Lost Ark, is they have a lot of different materials you need for different items. And that always is a bad thing, especially for new players, because you're like confused. Like, look at all these different materials. Like, what do I do with these? And I think just combining them into one is always a good thing. Obviously, the market might be a little bit different. So here's how I would solve it. So putting them into like less currencies or less condensed stuff is always a good thing. And here's how you would solve it. So for all the people who have hundreds of these and let's say they turn them into one thing. Let's say for the newer items that are obviously like the best in slot or more expensive ones, what I would do is use either two existing materials that you already have, or just make the one thing cost more. So like, for example, instead of having a dumb concentrator, just let me use the sharps to enhance and not having to combine it. And like, it's just one of those things that would just be a nice quality of life. Would it affect the market? Yeah, I would think it would. But in the long run, I think it's overall a good thing, just because it'll not be as confusing to new players. And I think just overall it would be a lot better. Just make things use, I don't know. You know how blackstones are so easy to get in this game? Let's say, for example, if they just removed sharps and hards from the game, instead of using one blackstone to enhance it, make it use like 100 or something, you know. That'll make sure the economy is still going, but at the same time, like, you can still do things easier. So we had 3 fails. That's like 24 clicks, I believe. 8, 16, 24. We're gonna be the next Reddit meme for who can't hit plus 15. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Starting a new stack, boys. Trust me, these 60s are going to be valuable. $31, $32. I should actually have just mass processed like 40 of them. I didn't think it was going to happen like this. We're like mega negative, by the way. Okay, so that was 4 repairs. 34 or something. 35. 36. 37. Honestly, like, no matter how much I fail right here, I know this is gonna sound like straight coping, but man, I actually, this is like a walk in the park compared to me enhancing Deboreka stuff. Trust me when I say that. Like, my goal for my main is going for Deboreka's, and the amount of Tet fails I've had and the number of downgrades I've had from like this one thing alone is actually insane, to the point where I think I've lost like 500 billion silver trying to go for pen, and it's just like not happening. So me failing plus 14 to 15, it doesn't feel good, but like I'm not tilted yet. Okay. I think we're at like 40 or something. I'm just gonna keep making like 10 at a time, because like I don't want to make 50 of them and it just goes next click, because I feel like the game would troll me with that. Want to know a fun fact, guys? This character is my enhancing character. I've made it to almost, I think, what is it, Artisan that comes next? Artisan processing, just by processing and heating blackstones to concentrateds. So yeah, that's an idea of how much I've enhanced in this game. Obviously, I've done it on my main as well, but from, I don't know, a few years ago when I just swapped over everything on here. yeah, every single process, all the way to artisan so far, is from heating up black stones and enhancing. I think if I were to have never enhanced in this game, where would I be in gear right now? I think I'd have full pen demos, maybe a full accuracy pen accessory set as well, all the artifacts. I think I would just have like maybe, I don't know, maybe a 1 trillion silver more. Just, I've enhanced a lot of stuff in this game. I would definitely be more geared than I am now. Let's just say that. I think realistically though, if I never enhanced and bought everything, I would have like full pen life skill gear as well, and maybe full tep monos and something. I don't know how many clicks we're at, but I am to pull out another 100. Have you guys ever seen someone fail so much before? Oh boy. Yo, someone count it. How many times have I failed? Plus 14 to 15. All right. Man, this is already unlucky. When can we get to the fun part of enhancing? It is actually better to mass process. I just didn't think I would be failing like 50 times in a row. So there's that. Here's another 5. Swinging. Oh my god, it went. What happened? Where are we? Alright, cool. That's done for now. Holy. That didn't feel good. I think we just failed like at least 50 of them in a row. I'm gonna have to watch this video back and be like, okay, let's count them. All right, well, here's where the fun begins. Everything costs 20 durability now. So people start at 30, start at 29, 50-50. Cool. Okay, so the way this works from Pride, like all the way, I guess, up to Tet, is if you have a boss gear like a Zarka, Dandy, Kudum, Nuver, Blackstar is one tier ahead of that. And so, like, enhancing Pride to Duo is the equivalent of Duo to Try on boss gear. The enhanced rates are a little bit different, but I think overall the fail stacks are for the most part the same. I have a lot more 40 stacks than I do 30s for some reason. I don't know why. Duo to Try. You see all these 60s that we made? Yeah, this is what it's for. And we just keep repeating until it goes to Try, and then for Try we use the highest stack that we have, which... What did I have, actually? I'm definitely not using a 263 for Tet. That's for sure. Actually, hold on. Let's cycle them. Eventually, we'll use them all. Luckily, making these concentrated stones is a lot easier because you would mass, or not mass. Well, yeah, you could mass it, but it's like 10 at a time. All right, so we have Try. What stack do I have? 170 for a Blackstar does not seem like a good idea. But at the same time, it's like, I really don't know what else to use a 170 on. From Try to Tet, I think realistically, most people should start at like 115, 120 or something. And then on the high end, you can go up to like a 120, but, or not 120, 200, I mean. My horse flute expired, feels bad. By the way, if you are free to play, the best thing to do is just make a lot of characters, whether you play it or not. Just park them in Velia or something, and then just put fail stacks on those characters. You don't spend any real money, and it's the only like downside is you have to swap, and then your game might crash every now and then. Definitely happens to me, but not bad. All right. So yeah, people. I have hit a Tet Blackstar on like a 115. I've also hit Tet Blackstar on like a 210 before, so it's literally within that range for Tet, and it is what it is. All right, well, how do I feel right now? After failing like 60 of those, I'm okay. Getting Tet feels nice, obviously. It was this 170, which is kind of high, but at the same time, it's not like the worst thing that's ever happened. I think it's more that feeling where I'm just happy that it's done more than that I'm happy that like I got the item. The amount of Blackstars I've made in the day, a lot. So anyway, that was an item for me to use, not necessarily to sell for profit. I think realistically, selling a Blackstar for profit right now is probably the worst thing you can do. Well, it's not bad, but it's like if you wait maybe like a month or two when prices stabilize, you could probably get more. But for me, we're having a little goal of let's gear up our character so we can... Yay. A triple tap Blackstar on our bossing character. I think what I'm gonna work on next is probably some armors, but I don't know. Alright, so let's see. Well, I guess since this is done, what were we at before? 260. This is 3 DP, 2 AP upgrade. Wow, okay. You know what we could do though? I'm definitely not using my 200 stacks. What fail stacks do I have? That ain't it. Yeah, these 200s are kind of high. I want to swing this or pen, but I don't know. If it goes, like, this is the seasonal Kudum. So even if it goes, it's not like I can even sell it either, which is the scary part. Okay, well. I don't even know what I want to happen. I'm just swinging. Oh, okay. Well, it failed. I don't really know what I was expecting out of that, but here we are. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. We're slowly making progress on our bossing character. I don't think I'm going to bring these to pen, but maybe one day we'll do a fat enhancing session and just light these on fire, but who knows. For now, there we are. We got a mix of unlucky and not bad. So overall, I think it's okay. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a fantastic day. Peace.